going on, guys? It's Jake. We're back in for another YouTube video. As you can see, we just took the decals off the rear end. I took some advice from everybody in the comments, and I actually was probably thinking about doing it anyway, but here's how the rear end's looking without the decals on it. I think it actually looks a lot better. Drop a comment, let me know what you guys think. I think it looks a lot better without it. As you can see, we also have some exhaust down there. We're gonna catch up with that here in a few minutes. This video is just gonna be basically an update video. There's been a little bit of time I've been able to work on the car. I have not had the chance to film every little thing, and honestly I don't think everything was necessary to be filmed. So I'm just gonna go ahead and fill y'all in on what we've been doing and what we've got done since the last video. So let's get to it. So the first thing we'll talk about is the mirrors and the window gussets. So I had some new window gussets ordered. I didn't get to put them in until the other day, but we got those put in, and I also painted this little trim piece here, this piece actually. So I had the whole mirrors apart, painted that stuff. So I got done that on both sides. If you notice the photo where I had the front bumper mocked up, it didn't have mirrors on it, and that's because I was working on that at the same time. But we got both of them wrapped up, brand new window gussets, so shouldn't be much wind noise in the cabin. Otherwise, we have all of the headlight wiring all done, and the markers on the fenders, as well as the markers on the mirrors. So we got all of the headlight and light wiring done, and everything is in its resting place now. So as you can see, it's all like secured here roughly with wire ties. Everything should be fine, none of that stuff should be moving. It'll all be behind the bumper anyway. So that's what we're looking like on that side. Come over here, kind of same deal, a little bit less wiring, but yeah, wrapped all that up. And this top pipe is in place just roughly, I said that in the last video, but top pipe's in there just roughly, the cold pipe from the intercooler to the intake manifold, and the intake manifold isn't bolted down yet. But that's a couple things. Moving on into the interior. So a long time back when I got my 6-speed swap from the importer, he also sold me the JDM front seats, rear seats. Unfortunately, he didn't include the slider brackets for the rear seats to mount in my USDM car. So I've been putting that off, waiting to try to get a set of those sliders so I could mount the seats in my car, but never got them. And I figure the car's almost done, and the seats have just been sitting down there, you know, collecting dust. So I figured I'd put them in. Nobody's gonna be sitting in the back here. The backrests are fine, but the bottom, like the bum where you sit your butt, that piece is just not secured. So it just kind of sits in here, like roughly. It's not like too bad, but there's nothing actually holding it down in the car besides somebody sitting on it. Anyway, put those in, and they look pretty good. I mean, they look a little bit better than the stock United States ones, just because they match the front a little more. So got that done. Happy with all that. Now we can move on into the trunk. I went ahead and cleaned up the whole trunk area. So as you can see, got the X brace in. Looks amazing. So got all of the trim bits back in, and the battery is under there. Still need to do a couple things under there, but really happy with how this rear hatch area is looking. Look real clean and stock, so very happy with that. Now I can talk to you guys about this area. So I'm not sure if any of you guys remember, but I had all that stuff out of there, like the whole glove box, whole fan assembly. So then that way I could do some wiring down under there to clean up the engine bay. So got all that stuff done, and it's been done for a long while. I've just been procrastinating putting the fan and the glove box back in because I knew it would just be a hassle. But today I mustered up the courage to go ahead and get that done. So that is all back in there. So the interior is completely together. Don't have anything to do in there. We're getting really close up here. Just a couple things to wrap up, tighten down, like the intake manifold and that pipe we were talking about earlier. So now that I'm done filling you guys in on everything we've been doing, I want to go ahead and chat about the tuning. So I had an opportunity to possibly get the car tuned December 15th, and I just couldn't hop on top of it. I have a lot going on here before Christmas, so unfortunately not going to be able to take that opportunity, but the car is going to be getting tuned in January. So everybody stay tuned for that. I'm super excited. We're probably going to be putting it on 93 and also E85 to see it make some real power. So very, very excited about that. For now, we're just wrapping a couple things up here in the next couple weeks. So then that way we can be on our A game and ready to go when this car gets up there to get tuned. With all that being said, I'll give you guys a look under the car. Since we have it over the pit, it's pretty easy to get under. So we can take a look down here. Here we go. There's the mid pipe, there's the exhaust cutout, and back here we have the exhaust. And this was one of the things I wanted to talk about in the video. This is a JDM exhaust, and the problem with this exhaust is that the flange right here goes from 3" down to 2.5. The mid pipe has 2 places to bolt it up, but it's not really lined up quite right. And I don't think that's part of the exhaust, the muffler, so much. I think it's more so the mid pipe and kind of how everything's mocked up right now. But another thing is, I don't really like the way that this pipe looks on the rear end, especially now that we've gotten rid of the decals. It doesn't really do it for me. So let's go up there and I'll show you what I mean. And one more thing that I missed. There is another bracing piece right here. I had it powder coated as well. So it goes across the subframe basically to them L brackets that we modified to fit around the front mount intercooler. So that's another place that'll give it some rigidity. Super happy about that, but let's go look at the exhaust. Alright, so you guys can probably kind of tell what I'm talking about now. The exhaust looks way too big and kind of ratty for this deal that I'm going for. I'm trying to make the whole car look real classy, and that just does not do it for me. So I think I'm gonna have to do something with a different axle back. Hopefully one that'll just bolt right up. I won't have to do any modifications. So just want something that looks a little more clean. I think this thing does look clean, but I just don't necessarily love how it looks. So I'm gonna do something with that, but we'll figure it out. All right, this is gonna conclude the video here for today. Just a basic update video. Hopefully when you guys see the next video, the car's gonna be done and ready to go on the trailer to go to the shop to get tuned. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this one. Stay tuned, drop a like, comment, do what you do. Peace.